Welcome to ILTV's Israel Daily. I'm Mita Rari, and coming up in today's newscast, Ben-Gvir visiting Temple Mount post-Jerusalem Day, saying we are the masters of Jerusalem. Meantime, diplomatic incidents sparking following Noa Kirel's post-Eurovision statement. And later, Yulia the monk seal insisting to stay after being spotted at yet another beach over the weekend. National Security Minister Ben-Gvir today visited the Temple Mount, declaring that the site of the first and second temples is the most important place for the Jewish people. Visiting the site just days after Jerusalem Day, Ben-Gvir said Israel demonstrated its sovereignty in Jerusalem and the entire land of Israel. ILTV's Steve Leibovitz reports.
Minister Ben-Gvir's visit to Temple Mount followed some 1,000 Jews who visited the holy site on Thursday amid Jerusalem Day festivities. Visiting the site this morning, Ben-Gvir said that Temple Mount is the most important place for the Jewish people, and Israel had yet again demonstrated its sovereignty on all of the land of Israel.
שמח לעלות להר הבית, המקום הכי חשוב לעם ישראל. צריך להגיד, השוטרים, הלוחמים עושים כאן עבודה נפלאה, ושוב מוכיחים מי בעלי הבית בירושלים. כל האיומים של החמאס לא יעזרו, אנחנו בעלי הבית על ירושלים ועל ארץ ישראל כולה.
The Palestinian Authority and Jordanian Foreign Ministry both condemned Ben-Gvir's visit. The PA called it a blatant attack. Jordan called the visit a dangerous and unacceptable escalation. Turning to security matters in Judea and Samaria, 5 suspects were arrested this morning while attempting to cross the security barrier in possession of a bag carrying an F-16 automatic weapon. Today's arrests come as the IDF is reporting a dramatic decline in the number of active threats of terrorism underway in Judea and Samaria. Before Ramadan, there were dozens of warnings daily, and that's now down to only a few. Since then, only one isolated stabbing attack was attempted. The army attributes the decline to successful security operations in Nablus, Jenin, and elsewhere. Over 100 terrorists were apprehended in Judea and Samaria in the past 2 weeks. The threats continue, and the army emphasized that the operations are ongoing.
The Arab League in Jeddah was busy this weekend, included on the agenda the re-inclusion of Syria and continued rejection of Israel until a solution is found to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Speaking to the Arab Summit appeared to reject U.S. efforts to normalize relations with Israel in the coming period. MBS placed the issue at the top of the Arab world agenda.
The Palestinian issue has always been the Arabs and Muslims' pivotal case. It comes on the top of the kingdom's foreign policy priorities. The kingdom has never wavered or lagged behind in supporting the brotherly people of Palestine to regain their lands.
The Saudi crown welcomed Syria back into the Arab world, and President Assad basked in the moment.
We're pleased today by the presence of the President Bashar al-Assad in this summit and the passing of the Arab League resolution to resume the participation of the Syrian government's delegations in the meetings of the Arab League's Council. And we hope that this contributes to supporting Syria's stability, returning to normalcy, resuming Syria's normal role in the Arab world in ways that accomplish well-being for its people.
ونحن اليوم أمام فرصة تبدل الوضع الدولي الذي يتبدى بعالم متعدد الأقطاب كنتيجة لهيمنة الغرب المجرد من المبادئ والأخلاق والأصدقاء والشركاء.
Syrian opposition groups rejected the Arab League move and that the struggle against the Assad regime would continue.
وصدور مذكرات توقيف بحق عدد منهم هو مانع قانوني الآن وليس سياسي فقط، مانع قانوني من إعادة تأهيل المجرمين. حتى لو أراد الغرب أو أوروبا أن تعيد تأهيل لا يمكنها ذلك الآن بعد ما أنه صدرت مذكرات توقيف.
And joining us now to speak more on the latest tensions in the Arab League summit is journalist and senior research fellow at the Jerusalem Center for Public Affairs, Yoni Ben-Menachem. Yoni, let's start with security matters at home. Minister Ben-Gvir visited Temple Mount today with tensions in Jerusalem still high in the aftermath of the Jerusalem Flag March. Do you anticipate a reaction to the visit from the PA, the Jordanians, or the terror factions?
No, I don't think so. Of course, we heard some statement of condemnation from Egypt, from the PA, from Jordan, and from the Hamas movement. But one single incident is not enough to spark a wave of terror or a wave of violence just because of one visit of Ben-Gvir in the Temple Mount.
What stood behind Ben-Gvir's visit today? Why not a few days ago on Jerusalem Day itself, a day later? I mean, why today?
I think it's a political, there's a political purpose for his visit. I don't think that he wanted really to stress the fact that Israel is the sovereign of the Temple Mount. I think he wanted to deliver a political message about the budget, and this is what he also said when he was on the Temple Mount, and also he's trying to correct the mistakes that he made, and as a result, there is a decline in his support in the public opinion polls, and also because of Netanyahu, Prime Minister Netanyahu took all the credit for the shield and arrow operation in Gaza Strip, and he was left outside of the picture. Now he's trying to gain some points.
Definitely to gain some points. Now, the army is saying that there has been a decline in tensions in Judea and Samaria. In the 2 weeks after Ramadan, almost no incidents. I mean, there also have been over 100 arrests and continued IDF operations. Are the terrorists just waiting for the pressure to lower? I mean, have they been badly harmed by the operations?
Of course, there is some success for this operation of arrests in all over the Judea and Samaria areas, but this is not enough. The potential for terrorism is very big, and there are still about 1,000 armed terrorists in the north of Samaria, in the north of the West Bank, that are planning terror attacks. I think what we see now is only a matter of time until they will renew their attacks, the terror attacks on Israeli soldiers and Israeli settlers. So I think that the IDF should push very strongly and continue the wave of the arrests.
Yoni, on to something else. I mean, looking towards the summit in Jeddah, how meaningful is it that Syria has been readmitted to the Arab League now?
This is very serious thing. Bashar Assad is a war criminal who massacred hundreds of thousands of his own people and transformed about 7 million Syrian civilians to refugees. This is a shameful thing for the Arab League to accept him. He is the representative of Iran. And now Iran will increase its influence on the Arab League. This is not good for Israel. And I think that if Bashar Assad thinks that because he joined the Arab League again, Israel will stop attacking the Iranians on the Syrian soil, I think he is mistaken. And I am sure that the Israeli army will continue to hit strongly the Iranian attempts to establish itself militarily in the Syrian territories.
Yoni Ben-Menachem, we'll keep on following. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Israeli pop star and 2023 Eurovision representative Noa Kirel said in an interview straight after securing the third place in the contest that getting 12 points from Poland after the Kirel family was murdered in the Holocaust is a true victory, causing an uproar. After referring to the 12 points she received from Poland at Eurovision, Jablonski, the Polish deputy foreign minister, saw her words as an attack on Poland and didn't stay silent. In a long tweet, Jablonski reprimanded Kirel for her words and emphasized the official Polish position that the Poles, like the Jews, were victims of the crimes of the Germans and not collaborators. The fact that many people in Israel see Poland as an accomplice in committing German crimes rather than their victim is often not so much a result of ill will as a lack of knowledge and incomplete education, he wrote at the beginning of his remarks. The longer we work on this, the less there will be bad stereotypes or incorrect and painful statements from millions of people in Poland, like Noa Kirel, he said, tagging the singer. Ms. Noa Kirel will be invited to Poland to explain to her why it hurts us and to see with her own eyes the places where Nazi Germany committed cruel crimes against Poles and Jews in our country. Even before Jablonski, Polish parliament member Anna Maria Zukowska directing her complaints at the Israeli embassy in Poland via Twitter, asking, does this statement reflect the level of Holocaust education in Israel? Do young people in Israel think that the Holocaust was caused by Poland, over which a young Israeli citizen can achieve a moral victory after many decades, or what? So Noa Kirel will be receiving an official invitation to learn about the Holocaust from the Polish perspective after already paying a long visit to Poland and its concentration camps with her father in 2019. Kirel's official response to the claims was not yet received.